I'm Donna Bush with your CIGTV News Update. Thanks for joining us. The Cayman Islands government has announced a number of measures which have been put in place by the civil service to cut red tape, address government's commitment to doing so, and to further the priorities of the 5-year strategic plan.
Our goal in customer service is to be in a position where the customer looks forward to doing business with us. So for us to achieve that, we want to make sure that the services that we are providing is efficient, they're effective, and that the public will look forward to utilizing those services. So cutting red tape means that the public will look forward to doing business with the civil service.
So far, 15 measures have been put in place, and of those, 12 deal exclusively with the speeding up and simplifying of the civil services transactions with its customers. Some of the initiatives includes the Department of Agriculture enabling the public to anonymously submit complaints about animal welfare matters online, the Passport Office removing the requirement for U.S. waiver applicants to appear in person to apply for and collect their documents. And the Office of the Deputy Governor has eliminated the need for persons applying for British Overseas Territories citizenship naturalization to produce police clearance certificate and travel logs from immigration, which are now processed internally.
And this is a perfect example of the elected government and the civil service working together to carry out a manifesto of the government and will allow our citizens to grow their businesses, to move about their day-to-day lives at a much easier and a much more exponential pace.
Well, one of the initiatives that the ministry has adopted really relates to customs and for the requirement for every incoming air passenger to complete a customs declaration. And with this new initiative, we have eliminated that for passengers. Visitors coming into the island by air will now they'll see a much quicker processing time, because unless they have something to declare, they don't have to complete a form, and they don't have to necessarily go and meet with a customs officer directly. So it would be a much more pleasurable experience for them coming through customs in Cayman now. And really what I see as one of the great advantages, this takes Cayman into the 21st century, because this sort of intelligence-led process is what's being implemented throughout the world rather than being compliance-based. We make it far more easier, because 95% of passengers that are coming through are, are a very low risk and don't need that heightened sense of scrutiny or examination when they're traveling into and out of the Cayman Islands.
Now, for a full list of all the cutting red tape measures, you can visit the Office of the Deputy Governor's website, which is odg.gov.ky. Well, the National Trust is now a registered collection center for Crayola's Color Cycle and Elmer's Glue Crew recycling programs.
This initiative is part of our ongoing efforts to help Cayman reduce our waste stream, especially of single-use plastic materials. You may remember that at the end of the school year, we led a school letter writing campaign to urge the government to ban certain types of single-use plastic. Now, as we head back to school, this recycling initiative allows teachers and families to recycle one of a few more things as they get ready for a new school year. We encourage everyone to get involved, so grab your old markers and glue bottles and come on down and see us at Dart Park.
The initiative begins from August 9th and will continue throughout the school year. All teachers and parents preparing for back to school are encouraged to participate in helping to keep Cayman clean. If you're interested in taking part in this worthy environmental initiative, please visit the National Trust Nature Store at the Dart Park, which is located in South Sound, or you can even email them at education@nationaltrust.org.ky. Well, for a look at our weekly schedule of shows here on CIG Television, you can go online to gis.gov.ky and click on publications. If you missed today's news update, you can go to the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page as well as the CIG Television YouTube channel. With your CIG TV News Update, I'm Donna Bush. Thanks as always for joining us. Have a great night. Did you know that planning permission is required for a shed? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know planning permission is required to clear land by mechanical means? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required.
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have onboard flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman boaters use Channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911. The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all!
Did you know that planning permission is required for an addition, alteration, or any material change to your house? The 10% rule no longer exists. Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required?